Oh man, we live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. What's really good, family tree? Let me know that you're up in the building with me simply by hitting the like right now or drop me a straight comment to let me know that you are actually tuned in. Right now, this is a very live and very quick show, right? So right now, I'm actually doing this to challenge the scholarship within inside of my Muslim brothers and sisters. I really want to get you guys up on to scholarship. So I'm trying to incentivize you guys on this one right here. So of course, we've been going back and forth at it. And this show is really talking about the Negus, of Abyssinia, the Negus who took in the Muslims, the Negus who was said to have converted to Islam even, all of that good stuff right there. This is the person that we're talking about right now. And this is the person that I want you guys, my Muslim brothers and sisters, to actually find, yeah? And everybody else. I don't even care about whatever religion you belong to, but I know Muslims have like something in it, skin in the game, right? So I want you guys to actually find this Negus in history. That's all I'm asking you guys to do, okay? We know that the Islamic history, in terms of chronology, is problematic at best. Why do I say it's problematic? We did a show on this yesterday. We've done several shows in the past to show you how problematic it is. We have the timing of when Islam emerged, or, for example, the birth of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad. There is a discrepancy in time. There is a 100-year discrepancy in the timing of when this Muhammad was born, okay? And nobody is talking about this. Nobody's talking about this. Everybody has accepted something that took place in the Middle Age where the scholars just simply agreed to a particular date for the birth of Muhammad. And nobody is going back and revisiting, the records to say, when was this person actually alive? When was he born? His time frame. Because if we're talking history, we need to situate people within inside of history. Now, of course, on here, we always have to, for the naysayers that don't know anything, to be honest with you, we'll say, yeah, show me that. So anyways, right over here, as you can see quite clearly, it's highlighted. It goes into some information about when Muhammad was born. Let's see, Prophet was born 30 days after the elephant, or 50 days, or 55 days, or 2 months and 6 days, or 10 years. Some say 20 years, some say 23 years, some say 30 years. Some say that God sent the Prophet with his mission 15 years after the Kaaba was built. And thus there were 70 years between the elephant and the mission of the Prophet. Some say that he was born 15 years before the elephant. Some say 40 days or 50 days. Some say 30 years before the elephant. And finally, some say that there were 10 years between the expedition of the elephant and the mission. Okay, so that means the expedition and the mission. Wow. So from the time that Abraham marched in till 10 years after that fact, after Abraham marching in, according to them, actually, let me not even say Abraham, but according to whichever king marched in, it was only after 10 years, then Muhammad had his mission and revelation. So these are all the stories. Okay, so we're just simply saying, let's find this particular Muhammad in history. Okay, and so far, nobody has been able to do this at all, satisfactorily. Okay, now, of course, if we've got a 100-year gap, I'm saying, let us find him in history. I have come with my own methodology of finding this particular king and Negus in history and Muhammad in history. Okay, I've done it. I have explained to you guys my methodology already. I told you guys my methodology is quite simple. It just simply entails, looking at the records from the Muslims, because Muslims make the claim, or the Islamic scholarships or historiographers make the claim of a particular Negus, okay? A righteous king who took the Muslims in. Cool. In Ethiopia, there's no records of this. Cool. So, I don't know why we simply acquiesce to Muslim claims. I don't know why we do that. I don't know why, but let me just bypass that anyway. So my thing is, we know that they claim that he existed. There was this Ethiopian king. Cool. We know that there's a narrative to do with this Ethiopian king. My methodology is, let us find those data points about this particular king, right? Let's find the data points of this particular king to understand where he existed inside of history, since we've got 100 years to look for this person. Cool. I've created a methodology. I have made it falsifiable. So any claim that I make, you can prove it wrong, or you can, disprove it or prove it, basically. So my thing is to go through all of the Ethiopian Abyssinian kings within the last, century of when Muhammad supposedly existed. Go through all the different kings that's associated with Ethiopia, whether it's in the Syrian writings, the Greek writings, the Arabic writings, the Armenian writings, whatever writings there are, inscriptions, whatever the case is. Let's go through all of those things. And let's see if we can find a king that matches up to the stories that's given within inside of the Muslim narrative. Okay? For some reason, some of you are odds with me for trying to prove your stories to be correct. Some of you are at odds with me that's trying to find your Negus in history instead of just relegating him to the realms of Jahiliyyah, the realms of ignorance, that nobody knows what took place. Nobody knows what happened. Yeah, let's just, relegate the stories to that, basically. Okay. I said, no, let me actually waste. I'm going to say this quite loud and proud. I am wasting my time. When I look back at the comment section and seeing how you guys are engaging, to me, it's a waste of my time. Okay. So anyways, I've gone through and I've created a nice parallel list for you guys. Very easy to digest. Very, very easy to digest. Okay. I'm going to make it nice and big so it's clear for everybody to see. These are the parallels. Very clear for everybody to see. Yeah. We have this particular king, and we're looking for an Abyssinian king in history. Everybody. Yeah. Falsify me. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Right? Or prove your Negus right. That's all I'm asking you to do. Either prove me wrong utilizing this methodology, okay, or prove me right by doing the research yourself. Or you can even say, you know what, Kalam, your methodology is flawed. This is the reason why your methodology is flawed. But this is my methodology. You guys have never put forward a methodology yourself, but I put forward a methodology. So we're looking inside of the historical records for an Abyssinian king who is noted to be a righteous king, who's noted to have been sold into slavery, noted that there was a rebel that arose during his time, noted that there was a Christological revolt, or there was a problem to do with the understanding of Christ, and who is said to have converted. Okay? This is the data points that we learn about your Negus. Then the next thing is, which is just to me, I had done a 5-hour show yesterday on around about this topic, and it's just frustrating to me that none of you guys are actually doing the reading on this, because you're now asking me to prove to you guys the most simple and basic stuff, and you guys are Muslims, by the way. So you don't know that your king is supposedly meant to be a righteous king, or you don't know that your Negus is supposedly sold into slavery. Now I have to, show and prove every single thing that you guys claim. Not even me claiming, you guys claim. It's annoying. I can't lie to you. I'll be real with you guys, right? So in here, I've shown you every single place we find the sources about, righteous king. We can look into Sean Anthony's Muhammad and the Empires of Faith when we have the letters of Urwa. And basically, he's speaking to Abdul Malik. There's letters being exchanged, and they tell you in Abyssinia there was a righteous king called the Negus, that he was sold into slavery. We find this in Ibn Ishaq. I will put him out of your country. So they took him to the market and sold him to a merchant for 600 dirhams. They later threw him into a boat and went off with him. Then there was a rebel that arose. Again, Ibn Ishaq Surah. Pages are there. While we were living thus, a rebel arose to snatch his kingdom from him. Another thing, a Christological revolt. You have forsaken our religion and said that Jesus is a slave. Then what do you say about Jesus? We say that he's a son of God. Cool. See, there's an issue with son of God and Jesus being a slave. I testify that you are God's apostle. So, yeah, supposedly the Negus must have converted. I said, all right, cool. This is what the Muslims claim about their Negus, their Ethiopian king. Ethiopians don't make this claim. Ethiopians don't know about this story at all. Ask any Ethiopian on road, yeah. Like, which one of your kings in history took the Muslims in? They're like, let me not even answer that. Cool. So I went out. I showed you. I've gone now to read, because I'm the only one here that see. I'm gonna have to talk like this because I'm frustrated. I'll be real with you again. I'm frustrated with you guys for not actually picking up the books that I'm actually sourcing the citations, right? And you lot are not picking up the book because you're not. I don't know why you're not picking up the books. But anyways, everything is there. Like key points. Look at this. Now, this Abrahamus is here, but it's Abraham, was a Christian, but a slave of a Roman citizen who was engaged in the business of shipping in the city of Adulis in Ethiopia. Okay. Oh, wow. How many Abyssinian kings do you know were sold into slavery? Yeah, I bring this up. I tell you, this story is talking about Abraham. You don't want to say, no, it's not. All right. If it's not, find another Abyssinian king who was sold into slavery. Yeah. So they took him, let me just do this, in the market and sold him to a merchant. Let's bold that. Let's just bold it if I can. Yeah, let me make that bold and beautiful for you guys. And look at this. He was a slave to a Roman citizen. Yeah, bold that. Cool. Dealt with some type of boating. So they threw him in a boat. Cool. Who was engaged in the business shipping in the city of Adulis. Look at that. Look at that. What are the odds? What are the odds that Procopius, writing in Greek, prior to the Islamic records, in 550, has a story of an Abyssinian king that was a slave to a Roman citizen that was engaged in as a merchant, and in shipping in the city of Adulis. Like, what are the odds? Yeah, what are the odds that this particular Abyssinian king matches up with the records? How many years later? 200 years later. Okay, 200 years later. Now the Islamic records are talking about a Negus. Okay, Ibn Ishaq is roughly 767 or whatever the case is, right? And he's talking about the king to do with Muhammad. What are the odds, eh? What are the odds that there was a rebel that arose, and we still have? And look at that, we have a rebel that arose with inside of the inscription, the Marib inscription that we've all been learned about, right? Well, look, what are the odds that Abraha also had an innovative Christological formula, the representation of Jesus as God's Messiah instead of the Son, i.e. the Son of God? A feature, listen to this, what the scholars say, a feature that curiously we find again in the Quran, according to Carlos Segovia, Quranic Jesus, page 98, right? There is a conversion. We find that Abraha has had a complete conversion away from the traditional Aksumite Ethiopian Christianity. These changes probably heralded a new Christology and change in ecclesiastical organization. This is by Julian Christian Robin in Himyar Aksum, page 154. So again, yeah, all of the information is right there. Okay. So if you're saying to me that your king is not the Negus, so your Negus is not the King Abraham, I want you to show and prove where I am wrong, right? By actually reading history, yeah, to find your king. And this is the only person that ticks the boxes, yeah, of what's this? 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box, 5 box, 6 box. Yeah, he's the only person that ticks all those boxes. So you know what I want you to do? When you do find your Ethiopian king, I want them to tick all the boxes that your Muslim historiographers has stated. Okay, if not, you're just pulling stuff out of you're putting stuff out of the air. Let's just leave it like that. That's what I'm going to say to you. Okay, so this is my challenge to you. I challenge you to go and find your Ethiopian king that matches up to your historical narrative. And in the larger scheme of things, I say, I give you gratis, I give you, grace. And I say to you, you know what argument you could what it is right now, what's going on? Let's just simply say that, your Muslim historiographers stole, took, borrowed even the narrative that belonged to Abraha in forging your Negus, your African king that saved you guys. Like, that is one possibility that is there. Otherwise, this Abraha and your Negus is one and the same individual. That's the only two things we can surmise from this information. And then if that is the case, if they're one and the same, look at the odds yet again. Sometimes I think you lot are stupid. Now I'm gonna have to just stick it on everybody right now. Yeah, everybody who's a naysayer, I'm gonna have to call you lot out for the nonsense that you lot bring up, because it needs to be done. Because I see that they're talking to you guys nicely, it's not working. Like, maybe I now have to antagonize you to come up with and to make actual sense and to bring sources when you come onto the platform as well. Hear it now. What are the odds then that Abraha also has a Muhammad who's said to be a prophet? Look at that. Out of all the kings I could have found throughout history, right, for your Negus, it so happens to be Abraham. And you can't say I'm making this up, because it's all there with all the sources and citations necessary. What are the odds that there was already in Arabia? There was already in Arabia a Muhammad before the standard Islamic narrative who was said to be a prophet, who said to come with a book, who said to come and do all the things, who came and conquered Arabia with Abraha, with his Negus, that all the things that your Muhammad came like much later on and said to do. But there's nothing historical to back your claims. Anyways, like, to me, it's like you guys are either in denial or you're feigning ignorance, because it's getting ridiculous now. Anyways, let me quickly do this, because I need to just bring up the heat for you guys. So let me quickly just see the quick comment section, and then I'm logging off and I've got to go. What are we saying? We've got... Jeez, man like Kwame says, Hotep Saber Kalam, bangers. Negus converted to Islam. What arrogant tantrum to not believe 2 billion people are 10 and 10 of billions in the past. Imagine that. I'm gonna pretend that I don't even know what religion you are, but let's just pretend that you're a Muslim. I'm pretty sure that you would say that Christians and whatever they believe is wrong. So how arrogant must you be as a Muslim? I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that for an example. How ignorant must you be? Can you lot start to realize, in terms of logically, you guys just don't make sense. Because you would think that you're applauding to yourself to think that you made sense here. But then you claim that 2 billion people who are Christians today and tens of billions of Christians in the past are wrong. You make that claim as Muslims. But it can't be the case for you guys. Like, you Muslims, you can't be wrong. Anyways, let's continue. Interesting topic. In the most important days of the King of Kings. There you go. Yeah. Hey, listen, salute to big man JC. Oh man, shouts out from America. Jeez, facts over personality. We love you, man. I'm from that region. His mosques and historic mosques are here. History is interesting to have a look at. Go to Africa and ask proud Africans what they were up to. Is this the result of yesterday's back and forth? Maybe. I did what you failed to do 1400 years. Yep. The Hebrew spelling for it means comforter, consoler. Yeah. I'm not going to read that, sorry, because it's too long. Who wrote the books you got from Muslims? Only 3 likes. Come on now. Yeah, you go. You know, come on, guys. Up the likes, please, real quickly, because I've got to go. Let me. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I need to see. Let's see. Anything. Let's see. Is Abraham meant to be Muhammad? No, Abraha is not meant to be Muhammad. Abraha is just meant to be the king. He's bishop is what Muslim historiographers, namely Ibn Asaq, attributes to being Muhammad. Let's see. If it's true that no other Abyssinian kings from the time sold into slavery, then this is a strong argument. There you go. And you know what all they have to do? Was that Easy Bands who said that? Let me just quickly, yeah. All they have to do is simply provide another Ethiopian king that was sold into slavery roughly around the time that they believe that Muhammad existed. And then they would have completely destroyed me. You see what it is? Like, it's so easy. I make my stuff falsifiable so you guys can prove me wrong. I'm challenging you guys to prove me wrong. None of you lot will actually take up the challenge because God knows why you lot won't take up the challenge. I believe you guys prefer to live in ignorance. So we're going to leave you there. Go back to the part, the Messiah part. Muslims distorted his formula because Jews knew that the Messiah would be God Almighty. Let's see. No wonder I could not be a Muslim or a second-class Jew. And this could we well be the port of Punt from way back. I've tried Googling Muhammad and Abraham and can't find anything. I know it's going to be difficult to utilize. Somebody was using AI yesterday. Don't use Google. Don't use AI. Simply pick up books. That's where you're going to find the information in books. And guess what? Kalam has given you all the sources. I've cited everything for you. Every single show, I've given you citations. I'm pleading with you guys. Please download these PDFs. Please get this PDF. Please don't even buy the books. I'm telling you, listen, I've got the books. Yeah. I will send you them in PDF form so you don't have to spend no money. This is what I'm doing for you as a community. But I don't understand why nobody's picking up these books. Anyways, and that's why I'm like, it's time to be frustrated now. It's time to express my emotions on the fact that you guys are just not actually, you're just not engaging with it. You know what I mean? It's there. Kalam, Kalam at live.co.uk, request specifically what topic or book you want, and I will send it off to you. Okay? That simple, everybody. Whatever it is, if you've seen, right here, if you've seen, there is, for example, Sean Anthony, The Empires of Faith. You've seen Ibn Ishaq. You've seen Procopius. You've seen Robin Himyar Aksum. You've seen all these things. And you say, Kalam, I want one of those. I want them. I will send them to you. All you have to do is email me. Life is simple for you guys. I've done all the heavy lifting. Yeah. And you know why I found frustrating as well? Let me show you what I find frustrating. Man, is saying, I spent 5 long hours with you guys yesterday. 5 long hours. Yeah, dropping information for you guys to make sure I'm answering your questions. Man, are telling me what? You failed to answer legitimate questions, very biased, very disappointing. Questions were met with microaggressions. Just answer the questions. You're a good presenter. Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm saying you don't know, etc. I'm like, what the hell? What questions? I made sure. Yeah, man, I'm like, what's his name? Wayne, yeah, was saying like, you didn't answer the question. I said, cool. I'm tired. It's 2:00 in the morning. I've been on for 4 hours. What is your questions? Let me make sure I answer your questions. This is me doing this for you guys so you guys can learn, And when I see that you guys are not reading the materials that I'm sending you guys, it's like, I don't want to do any more of these shows because it's pointless because you lot are not actually picking up the information to learn it. You're picking up the information to go back and forth with me. And it's like, if you haven't read it, why are we going back and forth? Me and you are not peers. We're not on the same level. Humbly speaking, but not humbly speaking. We're not on the same level. If you have not, again, I'm going to say, if you want to come onto the platform and you want to challenge certain things, if you have not read the material, please don't come on. Please don't come on. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why are we engaging if you haven't read the material? All right. Family tree, peace and love. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh man. Oh yeah. Shouts out to man like Ankoma. Yeah, Ankoma Jed. Yeah, Ankoma Jed. You'll have to go back. This question right here. See, this is me making sure I answer your questions, right? Yeah. This one here, you will have to go to the Marib Dam inscriptions. We did a show on this. It's CIH 541. I did a show, something to do with Abyssinia. Go on there, and then you'll see the rationale behind it. Okay. All right. Perfect, family. All right. King Al, I will holler AI or King AI. Al, I don't know if it's Al or AI. I will holler you later on this evening. I've got to go out. But peace and love, and I will send that to you, yeah? Peace and love, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, man. Yeah. Young Cali, baby.